drop this quite recent encounter that I had in terms of me preparing for the rebirth of my individual business called Tamar International. And I had entered into an arrangement of getting an investor to take it to another level. And everything was in place, the presentation was made, we were going ahead with it, and then all of a sudden it changed. So it did not remain the same, but it was not the way how it started off. So although it remained a yes, but it was a no to how it was supposed to happen. And when I heard it, I was kind of shifted into another place, and I said, wow. Shifted meaning I sunk. And I said, wow, how am I going to do this, boy? How should I evaluate this? How can I go forward? And instead of going to feel sorry for myself and say, oh my goodness, you can't do business, and what is wrong with you? And all these sort of questions beating up myself, I began to make a 21-day declaration saying that Just Towels and everything that I do as it relates to the nonprofit organization that I have as well, they will be successful. Everything that I do will be successful, and it's not determined by no person, no one person, no any person telling me no, or they don't want to stand with me, or they don't want to agree with what I'm doing, or they don't have the faith. And that's the next thing God showed me with it as well, when I stopped trying to want to feel or take on this role or this garment of feeling sorry, oh gosh, why you can't get the help you need and the support you need. And all the different things you tell yourself when you hear a no, or you don't hear the thing that you want to hear, the way you want to hear it. And I looked at what happened and how God turned it around and allowed me to see that your success is not determined by no person. Get out of that place and go forward. You are going to be successful. Change, reverse that auto suggestion in your mind that tell you that you need someone for you to be successful. In the context of me fulfilling the dream, in the context of me going after my assignment, because you will get the naysayers. But at the end of the day, I shook myself. God helped me, and I shook myself, and it was it took on a whole different spin, and I saw God bring to pass the impossible. Time constraints were there, but God caused me to meet the deadlines, even though it was not the response that I was expecting at the time. So I really, really thank God for that, how that happened that way. And so I have taken on a whole different perspective when I hear no. And I'm so glad that it is reinforced through the material of this book, Uncommon Achievers, that no is to ask again. And the asking again is that God was allowed me to hear it differently. You determine this. We determine it alone. That's the amount of power that God has given to us to determine the outcome of a situation. And I literally saw it, but I could not see it if I stayed in that place and said, oh my gosh, you fail, and all these negative things that could sometimes come upon us because of past experiences, or because of not being able to manage a situation in the way, because of how it is negative, in the way that it should be managed. And I guess all that is part of growth. So that's how the no went for me. That's how I dealt with it, and I'm in a better place soon. I really am. And thank God, if I didn't have that kind of an experience, I wouldn't be able to pull from that and say this evening. So it is continuing to work for my good. Thank you for asking me that question. Because what is going through my mind as there was another lesson that I learned through the process, that particular no, and it was my faith. And I think faith attached to your vision works hand in hand, and sometimes the faith that you have for what you have been assigned to do, not everybody has that faith. And so not everybody is able to go with you to that place that you've never gone before and taking that step. So that could scare someone, but for you it's like, it's part of the process. So you're taking that step of faith. And so sometimes when we have, because of the enormity of the project, the assignment, your vision, you have the faith. God gives that faith for that. But the person is not privy to that. So that can scare the person. And so God really magnified that for me in terms of hearing and knowing. So that I know that I have the faith. And not only that, God also went on to validate the assignment by saying, just towels is of God. And when I heard it, it ringed out in my spirit like a trumpet. And so I can encourage others as well to know, really to dig deep. When you hear that, no, because I am one of them of that firm belief that nothing, absolutely nothing happens by chance. Did COVID take God by surprise? No. So it meant that he had already have a plan outlined for us to walk in, and let those that have an ear to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying, or go in a corner, go in a cocoon and hide. But we choose to respond to that voice of faith. I choose to respond to that voice of faith. So that's something that was happening in my thoughts while he was being there.